Turn our attention to the sideboard, please and thank you. We're looking under Fun Sock Friday, the wettest day of the year, okay? Let's say the week, excuse me. Anyway, geometry. SWBA, what's SWBA stand for?
Students will be able to.
Students will be able to. T is silent, okay? And Mason, what are we going to be able to do?
Make a
dilation.
On a diagram.
Yeah, make dilations on a graph in section 3.5, okay? So dilation, okay? It's kind of like, what do you think when you hear dilate? You think your eyes, right? What's happening with your eyes when they dilate? The pupil gets smaller or bigger, okay? Based on the amount of light that's coming in, okay? So the pupil gets smaller or bigger, okay? So kind of along the same line, guys, when we're doing dilations, we're going to make shapes bigger or smaller, okay? So dilation is the enlargement or reduction of a figure. It's the enlargement or the reduction of a figure. Now, enlargement, would that be bigger or smaller?
Smaller.
Larger.
Bigger. What word does enlargement have in it?
Large.
Large. Okay? It's making it bigger. Okay? Reduction is going to be making it smaller. Think reduce. Reduce. Okay? Now, we have this thing called the scale factor. We have this thing called the scale factor. And the scale factor indicates or tells us how much the figure will enlarge or reduce. How much bigger or smaller we're getting. Anyone? Get past you.
No, I was on lunch. I really thought it was lunchtime.
No.
We
Sorry.
have lost
I forgot. No one here bought.
Yes.
I was lying.
So,
You were in
the
my
scale
last
factor
class.
indicates how much the figure will enlarge or reduce. Okay? Have you ever heard of like a scale figure? Like a scale, or like not, or like you see like something on like on a cereal box, and like it shows a piece of the cereal, and it says not to scale or enlarged. Okay? That's saying it's not. So it's just saying it's been scaled bigger or smaller. It's kind of the same idea. We're saying we took something, we made it bigger or smaller. A scale figure. You might have a scale figure of a car. It's not the actual size of a normal car, but it might just be like like this big. Okay? It's been scaled down. Now it's like on that scaled down figure. On the scaled down figure, do you have that like the windshield is way bigger than than it should be or something like that? Do you get like the windshield is like way bigger on the scale figure than it should be? No, okay. Like on a model car, you know what I'm talking about, model car?
What?
On a model car.
Yes. Okay. We have a model car.
We have a model car, okay? It's been shrunk down to a car, down to a model car. Okay, we have a big car, and we reduced it down to a model car.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Now let's think about the wheels on the model car. So which we're gonna change the wheels. Let's think about the wheels on the model car. Are the wheels like the same normal size of a wheel?
No.
No, they're altered, right?
Monster truck.
And now it's the monster truck, okay? Now the wheels are reduced in proportion. Everything's reduced the same amount. So that way everything looks normal, right? If the wheels are reduced way more than the door, it looked really weird, right?
Like
The
a
wheels are-
bobblehead.
If the wheel, yeah, kind of like a bobblehead, where like something's way too big, it's kind of disproportional, it's way too big. Okay, so we have the scale factor where every single part of it is enlarged or reduced by the same amount. Now, if we look at the word factor, factor tells us we're doing what kind of operation? Two factors, they multiply. Okay, so we're gonna be looking at multiplication with factors. Okay. So if we say what are the factors of 6? What are the factors of 6? You would tell me they are 2 and 3. And 2 and 3 do what to get to 6? Multiply. So factors mean they multiply together. Okay. So the scale factor is something we're going to use to multiply. Now we have a variable for the scale factor because sometimes things are enlarged or reduced by different amounts. Okay. Might be one time we reduce it by something by this, and another time we enlarge it by this. Okay. So we have a variable because it can change. So we use the variable k. It's like somebody just sent you a huge, super long text, and so you just send back k.
Variable R? Is that
No.
how you get broken up?
Yes, it is disrespectful. It was a joke.
Someone texted me a kid that looked
If
like
you did that to your girlfriend, would she break your leg or something?
What?
Through the
Yes.
stream.
No.
Have you done that?
100 real
She'd probably call me out on not having good communication.
Oh no, I'd get slapped hard.
Yeah,
You'd probably
she's
win.
nice. You have a nice girlfriend.
Oh, she's amazing. I told you guys, she's way better than I deserve. Okay.
Will you bring her to school one night?
I mean,
Can you guys come to like one of the football games together?
What?
I'm surprised
I
she's
didn't
not
think that
pregnant
I
because
did
you guys were holding hands.
What are you talking
And I'm
about?
not gonna call you out.
That's really
Bring her
good.
to the basketball game.
Oh, I'm gonna tell her about that. She'll have a good laugh. That was good. That was good.
That was
Okay.
good.
So when this variable is greater than 1, when the variable is greater than 1, the dilation is an enlargement. It's going to be an enlargement. And that's just saying, whenever we multiply something by something bigger than 1, it gets bigger. Multiply something by a number bigger than 1, it gets bigger. Like if you multiply something by 2 or 3 or 4, we're doubling it, so it gets bigger. Whenever we multiply a number, whenever k is less than 1, the dilation is called a reduction.
So can that be
So it's like a fraction. So if we multiply like the number 2 by 1 over 2, is 1 over 2 less than 1?
Yes.
Okay, so if we multiply 2 by 1 over 2 by a half, we're going to end up getting what? 1, because these cross reduce, right? Okay, quick math, okay? So the number got smaller. 2 got smaller to get to 1, so it got reduced. Whereas if we had the same 2, and you multiplied by a number bigger than 1, somebody give me a number bigger than 1. 3, I heard 3 first. 2 times 3 is 6, so 2 got bigger, it got enlarged to become 6, because the number was bigger than 1. If the number was smaller than 1 half, it got reduced. Questions on that?
can it be a negative number?
We will not be using negative numbers. It's a great question. We will
Good.
be using negative numbers or 0.
So we're only using like this part.
Decimals.
No. It's our scale factor will never be negative.
Oh, okay.
Examples.
So it's gonna be like
So one will
Let's
never
get
be
into an example. Let's get into an example, okay?
okay.
Heads up, our graph's changed a bit. Our graph's it's become bigger. We have more spots on our graph now because we're going to be enlarging and reducing our figures. So we have to accommodate for that.
They look so much
How
better.
many-
What's our first step going to be?
Multiply.
Graphing our normal points originally. We have a triangle RST. We first have to graph the normal points still. So just like we had before, our first step is the same with everything. We graph the normal thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and down. It is 10 now. It's 10 left, 10 up, 10 right, 10 down. Some of these are going to change on this section, by the way, too. Okay, so you can't always count on them being 10. We're graphing the original triangle.
Okay.
So we've done that on every section, right, Nolan? Okay. It's actually negative 5,1. Okay.
Are you good with your comments?
So,
Are we down?
Are you guys ready to
what are the mirrors happening?
What?
What are the mirrors happening?
You don't even just see her every day?
You guys want to spend the night at your houses?
Yes.
Liar.
I am.
No, I'm not lying.
Oh, boy, that's a big oof.
How many?
Like
That's
over
7 months.
7 months. What? Wow.
Dude, you are a legend.
That's just what you believe.
You don't spend the night at those houses.
Not
Until
including married.
married. Okay, but you guys could live together but sleep in separate bedrooms.
Yeah, but I mean, that's just.
That's wild.
That's just
it provides
not
a lot of
That's
temptation.
a
Yeah.
lot of
So,
work.
That's not gonna happen.
okay, so anyway, we'll continue to plot this triangle.
It's not gonna happen.
Okay. So now, what are we told k is? K is equal to 2. So our scale factor is 2. So what we're going to do with each of these points is we're going to multiply them by 2. So what's negative 5 times 2? So that's what we're going to put for r prime, negative 10. What's 1 times 2? That becomes 2.
Oh, so you just multiply.
So you multiply this by 2, multiply this by 2, by our scale factor. This factor means to multiply it.
That makes
Okay.
Wait, but I thought you said that we're not gonna have negatives.
I said our scale factors won't be negative. So the scale factor is positive, but
Okay.
we can still have negative points.
Okay.
So what's negative 3 times 2? You can
Negative
say it, negative 6, and comma 8. Okay, so down a moment before we do t prime. Skylar, what's 2 times 2?
What? Oh my
4. Okay. Casey, what's negative 1 times 2? T prime. Negative 2. So these are our new coordinates. Can I give you a packet today? Do you have your note packet today?
No, I don't. I looked at it.
Okay. So what do you do when you don't have a note packet? I want you to interrupt. Thank you for being fair to yourself. Okay. Let me check.
Go, bro. Yeah.
So why is it weird and over? So are we doing
I'll talk about that. Sorry, you think it looks stupid. Maybe it thinks you look stupid.
Ooh, get wrecked.
Yeah,
Boy, let's go.
It doesn't even look the same. Oh, you don't even look the same.
I know, what did he say? Oh, it's like way bigger now.
Hey, yeah, it is gonna be way bigger now because it got enlarged. So now we're gonna grab this new one.
It's like a pizza inside of a pizza. This is gonna get
I'm
so
hungry.
hard soon.
I don't agree with
No.
this.
Not even a shake. You made me
We
shake.
made a deal.
Yes.
You made me
You
shake.
made
That
it?
sounds bad. There's less germs.
Don't make it like that. Oh my god. I have clammy hands.
Less germs are
Okay.
impacted with.
So the big one with the prime
What?
is our new triangle. It's been enlarged. Okay? You might be asking, Mr. Costa, why isn't it centered around it? Okay? Well, here's why. It's because we're basing our doubling on this one. We doubled it. We're basing that upon our origin. So we're taking how far it was from the origin and moving it out. So yeah, the shape has twice the dimensions now. Each side is twice the length now. But even though it's not centered, we could transform it. We could translate it to move it left and right, up and down to get it centered. But that's a lot more work. Okay, it's a lot more work. And I'm not going to make you do that work. Okay, so even though we're like, Mr. Costle's not centered, it's weird. Okay, it's still twice the size. And that's what we care about. Yes.
Is there gonna be like on the test we can get like numbers, graphs?
No.
Okay.
Can you not count to 10? No, I can't. I don't have glasses anymore.
If you have a question, that's what that is. You can just ask me. I'll say, is this -5? I'll say yeah. Hey, questions on that first one?
Number 2 by ourselves.
I would love for you guys to try number 2 by yourself.
Yes.
My word. Good. Seriously. Seriously. When you have it, or have a question, I want you to raise your hand.
How did you already get it?
Right as I started. I'm ready to check.
This is so much easier than what we done before. Or what we done with like 2 times
Now I'm done.
And when you're done with number 2 or have questions, I want you to raise your hand. When you're done with number 2 or have questions, I want you to raise your hand. Okay? Why do you check Gracie?
No!
Can you check Gracie?
Casey, come here, please.
Must have misread that on piece of paper. Yeah.
You didn't even look
Yeah, I
at
did.
it. Okay, whatever. Negative. I don't. Okay, if
You should really look.
okay, so -3. Yeah, that's right. So
Appreciate it.
3. Can you check
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Because you just
Slow
looked at
down,
it.
partner.
I'm confused. Oh wait, no, that's right.
6.
You literally went. Yep.
I definitely messed this up somehow.
Show me how to do it.
I hate that on top.
Just
divided by 2.
Oh, you said no. I'm right.
So just divide it by 2. Oh. Wait, we have to multiply them both?
Hands up. Jump.
I guess you can check mine.
What did I do wrong?
Casey, you wanna check this?
All right. Did I graph
Why
it
you
right?
wanna check mine?
Looks funky.
Oh, no, you do not. Fire.
Nolan, what are you doing?
I don't know. I mean, if I was from the south, I'd be like.
Ew!
I said, if I was
Okay.
No, no. Oh, it's nasty. Okay. Yeah. Hold it. You said
He
problem.
looks like
You know Ian for sure though with like Big E?
Operation Lake
Big
Type
E.
Zone Action.
He's actually probably.
Huh?
Did
The
you?
delivery of the receiving.
This is a fun conversation.
Logan said,
Mr.
everyone has
Crossout,
cameras
you're
now.
looking pretty big today.
Looking what?
For the them.
Said looking
Big?
pretty big, big,
Oh, I
Buff.
muscular.
he looks buff.
Can I sit down now?
I thought you said thick. I was like,
But he think that's
I'm
good.
good.
That's a little weird.
Mason, what'd you get for A prime?
Bigger than 9-0.
I agree. Okay. Colin, what'd you get for B prime?
3-6.
Okay, I agree. Okay. Nolan, what'd you get for C prime?
6-0.
I agree. Okay. And then Celeste, what'd you get for D prime?
-6,
Very good. Okay. So then we plot these.
6-6, baby.
What?
We can just buy some.
Okay. And we end up getting this shape. Questions on that one, guys?
A
She's like a
rhombus.
big boy.
Okay.
Is that a rhombus?
It's a rectangle.
I did 3.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. I want you guys to go ahead and try number 3 now. Hey, on number 3, what's different? What are we doing instead?
Dividing.
Okay, we're dividing by what?
2.
Or multiplying by 1/2. Dividing by 1/2 and multiplying by 1/2. Excuse me, dividing by 2,
How do we know that we're
dividing by 2, or multiply by 1/2. It's the same thing.
Honestly, when I see
So are we
half, I
would be
know,
reducing?
and I take half.
Yeah, that's what you do.
What do we be reducing?
Okay. We would be reducing because it's less than 1, right?
Oh,
So we're
that's
gonna-
why?
Our original figure is going to become smaller.
Oh my god.
You're not Oh yeah, but I got one of them wrong and you didn't even see it.
So, which one did you do wrong?
I don't know which
You
one
know
I
it.
fixed, but I got one wrong. You could be more thorough. It's your possible. You check mine.
Also,
Ah!
Gone.
so if a half is smaller than -2, you divide.
Dude, are we really ever gonna get that wall done?
It's your possible.
Should not be that long.
I don't trust Wyatt.
That's rude.
Wyatt.
you get out there
He
and do
looked
it.
over my
wrong.
paper and then he said everything was right and I actually
Darn.
I have a question. Alright.
If the half is smaller than
My
like,
legs are so
then we're dividing, or we
So lifting those
So-
weights.
What am I doing?
Hey, thank you for being specific.
Okay.
That was fun. We got here.
Okay, yeah, I knew that you were gonna do that, that's why I did that. Yeah, I knew you were gonna say
String
something
to
like
half.
that.
Oh my gosh.
Hey.
It's not really that bad. Everyone said.
Yeah, what?
We're gonna shrink it class A to a class B band.
Maybe we'd finally get a superior then.
I would not make that.
It's all because of you.
During,
I mean,
I haven't done anything.
yes.
You're not even in band, so you can't even
Yes, I
relate.
am. She quit. The gay guy quit.
Oh, so you can't even relate.
So power drive then. Rugby
Don't
don't
It was
hate.
in, and like, for
Rugby
the
don't
thing,
start till like late
if
March.
we, if a bunch of us quit and we go to a class C school and we're doing good, we get an excellent in the state, imagine a class B school doing what we do. Good, maybe
What does that even mean?
it
Do you
means we would
place
have
against
really
like,
good
do you place or do they just judge you?
place.
What did you place this year?
Excellent in the two, which is second best. But
Why don't I just give you second place?
we have the trophies in the runner.
Well, there was a lot of bad things this year.
What?
Been there
State.
for-
We were supposed to have a audio track playing from
Yeah, no, you're good.
Fort Brooke, so the didn't play.
Like, I love the parties. School.
I
That's
miss
high school thing.
Mr. C. He was dope.
Whoa.
Oh, get burned.
Shut up, Richie.
Oh.
Oh, you'll be fine.
Shut up.
We don't say that word in this class anymore.
Positive and respectful language.
Alright, so this is
Busy.
how
It's like Mr. Schuler said, who's really stopping you from walking out of the classroom right now?
that's fair.
You have free will. You can't stop you.
I can
How fast the mattress is run? Wearing her shoes, very
You're not.
Keep your orange path.
Do your parents drag you against the building and chain you to your desk?
Yes, actually.
No.
My parents would. I tried to see them.
You alright? We have a code blue, medical emergency.
That's an L.
Big L.
Okay.
I know. Since day one.
Are we on 4?
We are on 3. Okay. So, Celeste, do you want to just come up and do this one real quick? Actually, you have it.
Okay. Oh, wait, I have to go up.
Yeah, just write it.
Write it?
You got it,
Like just the letter. The numbers.
Write and then block.
I'll go right.
Then you can pick someone else to block. Okay.
Grace. Either one. Okay. I thought you were calling us. Yay.
You know what pulled me up?
Okay, so then you gotta plot that video.
I don't have any. Why you look better than the last one? Wait, no.
That's worse.
I don't have any.
Staying
I
up.
said I don't need.
I see.
I saw like two, maybe one and a half.
Oh.
This is my weekend outfit. I don't know how to change because I'm
What's that?
yeah, first day.
Report first.
And then.
Come to Hy-Vee and take all my free samples.
I literally go everybody
Braden's whole. Oh God. Oh, there's a little baby child coming up.
I mean, technically, I can't stop you.
Do you know where there's any cows? Do you know where there's any cows? No
Wait,
reason.
you just say baby?
Cows.
I know. I'm just.
No.
Where my cereals are, there's like a attic, right?
I don't know. You take some.
No, I don't.
That's a big.
I've seen my grandpa's over it, like Portugal and stuff. They like grab like child by the tails and like
I would
put them
definitely.
over.
We used to have Reese and Braden hold their legs together and have me and Colton just run at him.
A cow?
What? No.
Oh, that's your plan?
Right, that's how we find.
Yeah, good brothers, actually, not all of them.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
not super cattle, they're-
Yes. They're for market day.
Yeah, you know, you're not just gonna go buy one just after that.
Hey guys, so attention back up here, please. Attention back up here. So on number 3 here, we had a scale factor of 1/2 means instead of doing an enlargement, like Ian said before we started, we're doing a reduction, okay? Everything got smaller by 1/2. Everything became half its size. So we took 1/2 times all of these, okay? Take 1/2 times all of these, okay? Now, guys, something I had to talk with a few of you as I went around, okay? I had to talk with a few of you as I went around, saying, hey, Mr. Kossel, is it okay if we just divide by 2? If I just take -10, I know half that's -5. I know half -2 is -1. I just know that, okay? Can I just write that? Yeah, you can. But here's the thing. When we get to a problem like number 4, we have -2, and we have 1/4 as our scale factor, we might not know off the top of our head what 1/4 of that is, okay? So it's still helpful to know that we can do -2/1 times 1/4. Take this -2, put it over 1, and multiply it with 1/4. Can this cross reduce?
Or you could just take a quarter of it.
Okay, if that's easy for you, then go ahead. Okay, but what goes into both 2 and 4?
I'm gonna just do -4
Okay,
times.
it goes into 2. Okay, so 2 becomes 1, and 4 becomes 2, and so this becomes -1 on the top, and what number on the bottom? 2. Okay, so it's important to know it's -1/2. Now, if it's -1/2, would I go all the way a full square? I go half a square. Okay.
No.
Now we're not going to do number 4. Okay, we're not going to do number 4. I just wanted to show you how something like that would be done. Okay. Yes, Noel.
Why does this not work? I put in -4 times 0.25. Why does that not work? And I got -1.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not -1.
I didn't do that one. This.
Oh, you did number 2. Oh, you did negative.
Yeah.
Can you just plot it so I can finish it?
Sure. -1/2. It ends up going here.
Okay.
No, I don't like it.
Not
50.
All the ones on the test are
Oh, see me out there. Did it go?
I don't.
I'm really not doing it. I mean, like, it's whatever.
So let's flip the page, guys. Let's flip the page. This is our last page.
You did.
Woo! That's lit. Okay.
Ready for sure.
Like a baby.
She didn't say it.
I didn't say it,
Okay.
I think you're here.
but I almost.
Okay. I'll say. I felt like we were close there. Okay. Hey, here's what I'm gonna have you guys do. Okay. Remember last time I had you guys do some problems, and then when you're done, you get it checked and you get the homework. And here's the same thing today. Okay. So you should be able to get a good amount of homework time. Okay.
So we only have to finish this one right here.
Okay. What I want you to do is I want us to do number 5, 7, 11, and 12. Okay. 5, 7, 11, and 12. And 11 and 12 are a lot shorter than the others. Okay. So I want you guys to do 5, 7, 11, and 12. Don't cross out the others, but I want you to do 5, 7, 11, and 12. And when you're done with those 4, okay, you can get it checked by me or Mrs. Haswell, okay, and then excuse me, you can get it checked by myself or Mrs. Haswell, and then you get the homework, okay. Now, if you guys want to ask for help or questions midway through, okay, you don't want to do all 4, think you made a mistake, okay. If you want to just do one of them, ask for help. That's perfectly fine too, okay. Once you have all 4 done and checked, then you guys can get the homework, okay. You know, you could, I guess, but I really encourage you not to. I want to see you guys try to do it without. Okay?
You use
You
calculators
use the
on the
same
test?
process, okay? Yeah.
5 seconds.
I mean, like, yeah. I mean, yeah. What?
I have a calculator.
Was that your question, Shoot Light?
What,
It's
5
the same
or
thing.
2?
No, I don't need, I'd rather get a calculator.
But I thought my
What
one.
does that even equal?
Okay, how do we do 1/4? How did I model through and I multiply by 1/4, right? So you're gonna do the same thing, it's just 5 over 2. Okay? So if I were to do like this first one, if I were to do 2 times 5 over 2. Does that make sense? Okay. Okay. Yeah, and hey, good point on number 5. I want to highlight this real quick. Kale said, hey, the graph's really different. Where's the origin at now?
Like away.
It's clear over here, okay? What happened is, here's the origin. Okay, I don't want you to write that in, but I want to tell you guys right now. Here's the origin, okay? Don't write this on your graph. The origin's way over here right now. The reasoning for that is because this graph deals with the stuff on this side. So instead of making the graph just massive, okay, and it would be so hard to count, okay, it just got moved over to make it so it can still count well, okay. So it's got it moved over. Just we're looking at a different part of the graph. It's kind of like when you look at Google Maps and you just kind of drag the screen a little bit. That's basically what happened. You drag the screen a little bit, okay?
It's way easier to make it bigger.
Okay, Gracie. Same thing, Gracie.
No. When you do each one, like when you divide each one, you divide each like number.
Yep.
So for each divide 2, and then divide 4, and then that's what you get for your plot.
Like you do 2 times 5 over 2, then you do 4 times 5 over 2.
They're getting
Oh,
the numbers away.
okay.
Yeah.